Hello, today I will tell you a fairy tale about a football wizard. In Argentina, a huge country in South America, there are many boys who love football, and they all love Leo, the genius football wizard, just like 9-year-old Julian. When playing football in the street, Julian often imagined Leo passing him the ball for a goal, or Leo passing him the ball and then curving it over the goalkeeper. We definitely work well together in attack. Julian used to say to his dad. His dad would just smile and nod. Of course you would. Spider. His dad Gustavo called him Spider because his son always scored the most goals in matches and stretched the net so much that it looked like a big spider had woven it. For his 10th birthday, Spider Julian received the best gift in the world, tickets to the Argentina-Brazil football match, where he would see the magician Leo with his own eyes. Julian was very excited and talked about the match everywhere. On the day of the match, he was at the stadium with his dad 3 hours early. He wanted so much to see the bus with all the players arrive at the stadium. He wanted to see the players get off the bus and go to the locker room. Of course, he was most excited to see his favorite player. There were a lot of people crowded in front of the stadium, but because Julian was small and agile, he managed to get right to the front, where the Argentine players would pass by on their way to the locker room. When the pale blue bus arrived, Julian took a large photo of Leo and a black marker out of his backpack. He hoped that Leo would stop right next to him and sign the photo. Of course, his chances were slim, because everyone else was also clutching photos or posters in their hands, waiting for an autograph. And then it happened. Leo got off the bus as the very last of all the players. When the fans saw him, they started cheering together. Leo waved, thanked them, and headed for the locker room. He took a few steps, but then suddenly stopped and looked at Julian. Their eyes met. He walked straight up to him. "Could you sign this for me, please?" Julian asked a little shyly. "Sure, no problem," Leo said and continued. "Do you play football too?" The boy whispered. "I do. I'm a striker, like you." And then he uttered his classic line. "I think we'd get along well on the field." Leo winked at him. "You know, we would." He went to the locker room, but Julian kept smiling for a long time after that. On the way to the stands, he told his dad what had happened and showed him the signed photo. His hands were shaking, his eyes were shining, he was overjoyed. The match began, but Argentina was struggling against Brazil. They were even losing 0-1. Leo tried to dribble a lot, but he was on his own. When he passed to the others, they usually didn't pass the ball back to him. They messed up. Brazil played hard and fouled a lot. Leo got up every time, even though some of the fouls hurt a lot. But the other Argentine strikers were worse off. First one got injured, then another, and finally a third. What now? The Argentine coach had no one left on the bench to send into the game, so he asked, "Leo, do you have any ideas?" "I have one," said Leo, and he went behind the sideline. He borrowed a microphone from the announcer and shouted to the whole stadium, "Is there a boy here whose photo I signed before the game? The one who said we could play well together in attack?" Julian rolled his eyes. He started jumping up and down and shouting, "It's me! It's me! Come onto the pitch, please!" Leo added into the microphone and returned to the field. Julian ran down from the stands as fast as his legs could carry him. There were only 10 minutes left in the game. Leo stood in the center circle next to Julian and whispered, "Now you're going to play with me in attack. Do what you can." Julian nodded and stared around him. This was the moment he had imagined so many times. The moment he had been waiting for his whole life, for 10 long years. And suddenly the referee blew his whistle and the game began. Leo took the ball from the Brazilian with the number 10 and rushed forward. One dribble, then another. Suddenly, there were too many players around him, so he passed to the left, where Julian was free. Thousands of people in the stadium waited to see what would happen next. What would the skinny little guy do with the ball? Could he even play football? He could, and how? Julian controlled the ball, made a quick move against the defender, and headed for the goal. The stands cheered, the opponents were confused, and Dad kept his fingers crossed. Go, Spider, go. Julian reached the opponent's penalty area. It looked like he was going to shoot, or was he? There was only one defender left in front of him. He took a swing and a beautiful pass to Leo, a shot, a goal, and 1-1. Yes, everyone was expecting a shot, but the clever Julian surprised them. Perhaps only his father Gustavo suspected that his son would still be looking for his role model. Great pass, kid. What's your name, anyway? Leo asked. You know, they call me Spider, Julian replied. All right, Spider, one more goal and the win is ours. There was only a minute left in the game when Leo suddenly got the ball in the middle of the field. He ran with it between his opponents and turned them into living training cones. He performed a slalom that only he could do. The ball was glued to his foot. When Julian saw it up close, he realized, wow, he really is the best football player in the world, and I'm playing with him right now. But there was no time to ponder. Leo suddenly passed the ball to Julian, sprinted forward and shouted, Spider, Spider, here. He wanted Julian to pass him the ball with his first touch, which the boy understood a great pass. Thanks to Julian's pass, Leo got rid of the defenders. All alone, he raced towards the Brazilian goalkeeper. He ran up to him and with a light lob, poked the ball past his head. The ball flew over the goalkeeper and slowly bounced into the net. Beautiful. All the Argentine players jumped on each other, and the crowd in the stadium cheered, including Julian's dad. Leo scored 2 goals in the match, but the biggest star of the evening was Julian, who recorded 2 beautiful assists and fulfilled his dream. And what happened to Julian? Don't worry, it wasn't the last game they played together. They both continued to play for Argentina, together in attack, and yes, they understood each other. After all, our hero had known it since childhood. Imagine that they even won the World Cup. And so ends our football fairy tale.